Well, I thought I'd do a video on Marilyn Edwards, the cat author. She's written some fantastic books, true to life stories about her own cats and other people's cats, and novels as well, stories, and also how three of my cats ended up being featured in one of her books. This started off back in, I don't know, 2003, 2004, where somebody lent me, before I actually purchased it, somebody lent me the Cats of Moon Cottage. And if you haven't read this, it is a true journey of emotion and beauty. And if you love cats, it's well, I think the best book ever on cats. It's all about her life and her house and family and her cats, Otto and Septi. And I read this and was really touched by it. And around this time, I'd started work on writing a cat album called Mogology and recorded some music. And I just lost one of my cats, Tigger Moo Moo, at the time, and I'd written a piece of music that ended up on the album called Purrs in Heaven. And as I said, as I was so touched by this book, I decided to send Marilyn a copy of this Purrs in Heaven, which I say did end up on Mogology, although that original mix was different to what ended up on the album. And I said, I read your book and very touched by it, and I'm writing this music album about cats, and I've written this piece of music called Purrs in Heaven. I think you might relate to it because she lost two of her cats, Otto and Septi. And she wrote back and said, well, I'm equally touched by this music. And I told her that I'd be moving soon into a cottage in the countryside when I'd be getting 3 new cats from the rescue place. And because the Cats of Moon Cottage was the first of 4 books in the series, more cat tales from Moon Cottage, Cats of Hut and Roof, and the Coach House Cats. That's the one myself and my cats are featured in. I'll come back to that. So, as I said, because she was writing these books, she said, I would love to feature you, Kevin, and your cats in one of the books in the series. And your stories about moving into the new cottage and losing Tiggs, and your cat music as well, Margology. So I said, that'd be fantastic. And I think she'd already probably finished that one. And I was going to be in the Cats of Hut and Roof, but I didn't quite make the cut. I think she had most of the material for that. So I ended up in the Coach House Cats. And before, I would send her my experiences moving in the cottage and various things, ghost cats I've seen, apparitions of cat spirit, along with my mother had seen those as well. And she was absorbing all this information, and she liked the sort of quirkiness of how I told her the stories, and she transformed it into her fantastic writing. But I also, while recording the Mogology album, I recorded a track called Otto and Septi's Tune about her 2 cats she had lost, track 3. And I said I'm going to feature that on the album, along with Purrs in Heaven, as you can see, other tracks dedicated to different cats of mine, cats in general. But Otto and Septi's Tune is related to the Cats of Moon Cottage, and she was touched that I'd recorded that. And all the music on this album is right from the heart, under the name The Energy Love Formation, Mogology, music for cats and cat lovers. So there was a big connection there between sort of motivation, inspiration, reading Marilyn's books, and making the music. So I would suggest you start with the Cats of Moon Cottage, because it is amazing, and it's been republished over the years in different formats and different covers and things. The 4 books were released in 2, volume 1, volume 2. So I'm in this volume 2. Going back to the original, page 322, I believe. Yeah, there we are. There's a few pages. Kevin Dean, whom I first had contact with 2 years ago, a young composer, instrumentalist and cabaret performer. And she writes all about me moving into the Pixie Cottage with Petal Rose and the Moon Sisters, Abby Moon, Angel Moon, and also the apparitions of cats I'd seen at my parents' house, Vortex Experience. And she talks about the album Mogology. Cat number always made me smile. Cat number. She said that I having read the Cats of Moon Cottage, I wrote a piece of music called Otto and Septi's Tune. So it's lovely to look back on that. And so, yes, it's been republished, and also recently, a few years ago, I think, The Coach Haves Cats was also in this sort of softback, paperback version as well. Marilyn unfortunately passed away in 2017. I didn't know this until her dear husband told me, because I was still sending Christmas cards. She also, as I said, she wrote some novels as well, including this Magnificat. And she sent me a copy. She signed it for me. And she said, Kevin, when you read this, she said, I was motivated, inspired by your view on cats and your magical kind of connection, spiritual connection of cats and the apparitions you've seen of cats. And as she said, when you read it, there's one chapter or section where you'll smile because you'll know I'm kind of referring to just what sort of come from thinking about your experiences. And I did read it and I did smile, and I come across these bits in there about which were similar to my understanding of the cats and everything. So yeah, this video is just to honour Marilyn, and long live her books, still available, and I look forward to reading them again. And I say definitely start with The Cats of Moon Cottage. So God bless Marilyn Edwards, the cat author. As I finish this video, I can hear somebody clawing. A little monkey clawing, look. Don't do that. Anyway, long live Marilyn Edwards. All the very best. Bye-bye for now.